What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Jets Report. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, we got an injury update around Justin Fields coming in from Aaron Glenn, as it looks like he should be good to go this Monday Night Football against the Dolphins. Also want to talk about Kene Wangu and Jermaine Johnson, as both their statuses are up in the air. But then also, second half of today's show, speaking about Jermaine Johnson, could the San Francisco 49ers send the Jets a blockbuster offer? We'll talk about that on the second half of today's show. But before we dive into it, speaking about Monday night, AFC East matchup, what is your confidence level in the Jets beating the Dolphins? Scale it for me 1 to 10 down below in the comments section. Right now, probably sitting at about a 7.5, 8. I feel good about where this Jets team is at. Even though they're 0-3, I feel like the vibes are still high. This team is still connected, and I think it's a great matchup going against a Dolphins team who is just asking to get beat. So you guys let me know, what is your confidence level in the Jets beating the Dolphins on Monday? All right, let's talk about what Aaron Glenn had to say on Justin Fields. Obviously, he was not out there for the Week 3 game against the Buccaneers, and his status is still in question for Monday night. Now, Aaron Glenn said this earlier on in the week about Fields, saying, Justin came in as our starter, and he's been our starter. So listen, Tyrod was the backup. So I want to make sure I know exactly where Justin is at. I don't want to say anything until I know Justin is cleared. So once Justin is cleared, I will let you know exactly where we're going. And I fully expect Justin Fields to be out there this Monday night, because it would be incredibly concerning if he wasn't. If a concussion forced him to miss 2 games, that would be a pretty concerning injury. But also we are getting a positive update here around Justin Fields and his status to be able to go. Rich Cimini said Justin Fields will practice today when we're filming this on Thursday, but he's still in the concussion protocol per Aaron Glenn. So still hasn't been cleared, but I would still fully expect him to go. But again, if we get any more updates, we'll have you guys updated ASAP. But some more injury updates here. Actually, some big ones. Jermaine Johnson dealing with that ankle injury, and newly acquired CB Jarvis Brownlee Jr. Dealing with an ankle as well. They are both considered week to week, so I would assume the Jets will be without both those guys this Monday night. Anytime somebody's week to week, that normally means they're not going to go. But then also Josh Reynolds, Tony Adams, Jay Tufele, and Kene Wangu will practice today. So out of those guys, I think it's going to be huge actually to get Kene Wangu back. Just add some juice to the kick returning game, because he is still one of the better kick returners in the league. So that'll be great. And then also Josh Reynolds. The wide receivers outside of Garrett Wilson have been pretty poor this year, so just having another body will obviously help and get the reinforcements going. But speaking about, nobody stepping up outside of Garrett Wilson in the pass-catching game, what about a little Mason Taylor? Let's try to get the rookie tight end going. So Aaron Glenn said the Jets have to do what they can to get Mason Taylor more involved. Here's the exact quote. He's a guy we all recognize needs to get that ball more, because, we've been talking about on the show for the past couple of weeks, where the hell is 85? Where is Mason Taylor? Let's get him involved this week. Back in Miami, where his dad played, majority of his NFL career. I'm sure his family and obviously him would love to see his first touchdown come against Miami Dolphins in Miami. So that's going to be my hot bet of this week. Mason Taylor to score a touchdown. Make sure you guys include that in all of your lineups. But, hey, Aaron Glenn was also talking about him going kind of semi-viral after his celebration on the sideline. And I thought his answer to this was absolutely perfect, because a lot of people were clowning him. People were saying, why are you reacting like that as a head coach? And, people were kind of making jokes around it. But this is what he said. Here's what I do know. I'm always going to be me. Listen, these guys need someone that's going to show they believe in them. And that's going to be proud when they make plays. If I didn't do that, my wife and kids would have said, what's happening? What's going on with you? I'm glad that I'm never going to be fake. I'm always going to be me. Right there. I absolutely love that. Be you, Aaron Glenn. Who gives a shit about what people say on social media? Who cares about what people say in the comment section? Because they are all just sheeps compared to AG. Because I really believe he is the type of guy where guys will look at him in that locker room, and even though he is, uniquely himself, there's not a lot of head coaches like him in the league, but I'm sure that they respect that he's not putting on a front. He is just being who he is. And also, for people making a big deal about the guy running up and down the sideline, what did you want him to do? Just sit there and just go Jalen Hurts on the sideline, just like, yeah, you know what, that was a good play. No, obviously he's fired up for his guys. They almost had a heroic comeback victory against a damn good football team in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's just who he is. It's his personality. He's a passionate guy. I like seeing that from Aaron Glenn, and I'm sure the guys on that team after the game, because probably most of them didn't notice that clip when when it was actually happening. But I'm sure the guys on the team saw that, especially Will McDonald probably saw that and was like, yeah, that's my guy. That's my head coach. He's getting just as fired up as we are. They can probably see that he wants to win, probably even more than the players do. So I love the answer. I love how Aaron Glenn's handled it. And honestly, even though he's 0-3, I think it's been a great start to his tenure with the New York Jets. But if you guys could hit that subscribe button today, we're closing in here on 10,000 subscribers. We just need 319 more of you guys to hit that sub button. So if you guys could go down there, hit that subscribe button today. We'll keep you guys posted with everything you need to know around your New York Jets. Before we dive into the rest of today's show, I got to give a massive thank you to the DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring today's video. Now, the football season is back, and what better time to get in on the action at the DraftKings Sportsbook than right now? And all new customers can sign up and use promo code JETSCHAT, where you bet just $5 of your own money and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. You heard that right. You also get $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube if you use promo code JETSCHAT. Football season is the best time of the year. Get back into the action with the DraftKings Sportsbook today. Whether you are into live in-game betting, same-game parlays, you have all of the options. And new customers, sign up and use promo code JETSCHAT and bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly and $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Once again, thank you to the DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring today's show. Now let's dive into the rest of today's episode. All right, let's talk about the latest trade rumors around the New York Jets, and that being Jermaine Johnson. Now, the San Francisco 49ers may be saying, well, why are the Niners calling about Jermaine Johnson? Well, if you guys did not know, Nick Bosa will miss the remainder of the season with a torn ACL. A catastrophic injury. Feel awful for Nick Bosa. I think this is his second torn ACL in his career, so it's obviously not good, and that's a major blow to the San Francisco 49ers because the Niners, 3-0, defense playing well with, Robert Saleh, so you have that connection right there, and, you have to assume the 49ers will be aggressive to make a trade for an edge rusher because they're viewing this season as, you've got Trent Williams, he's probably got one, maybe 2 more years left of him playing, great football. I mean, he could retire soon. Same with Christian McCaffrey. Even like a Fred Warner, he's probably got a couple more years left in his prime. So they're probably viewing this year as one of their last years with this Super Bowl window with the Trent Williams, Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, like Fred Warner, Kyle Shanahan core. So I could see them getting really aggressive. And plus, Robert Saleh obviously knows Jermaine Johnson. But, the question is, what is the asking price for Jermaine? Because he's obviously shown, on tape, some flashes that he could be a premier edge rusher in the league. Also with the injury history and, already banged up this year, I'm just curious what the asking price would be for Jermaine Johnson. I'm sure the Niners would originally call the Jets and be like, hey, we'll give you a second and maybe like a 4th-round pick. But I think if the Jets to even consider moving off Jermaine Johnson, the Niners would have to blow him away with an offer. Where I'm talking about where the Jets are like, God, this offer is almost too good to turn down, because from the Jets side of things, you're trying to establish a culture, and the edges behind Jermaine Johnson are so bad that I'm sure the guys in the locker room would look at GM, Darren Mougey, and look at Aaron Glenn, and they're saying, you just traded Jermaine Johnson. We're clearly tanking for this season. You're going to play Michael frickin' Clemens 100 snaps or 100% of the snaps a game? I'm sure the guys in the locker room would not be happy about that. So it would cause the Niners to completely overpay, but even if they completely overpay, I don't think the Jets would have really any interest in this. And, the Jets probably view Jermaine as a building block piece. When they're talking about a couple years from now, when they're in contention, they're like, all right, we're going to have the 2 edge rushers, we're going to have Quinnen Williams, the 2 linebackers, and then you got everybody else filling in. So I think they view him clearly important for, not only this year, but a couple of years down the road. But the conversations would have to start with a 2nd-round pick. And honestly, if they offered a second, I would expect the Jets to hang up right away. And that's why I even doubt they agree for a 1st-round pick in return. Because the Niners' 1st-round pick will be in the 20s this year. The guy who you draft in the 20s, you're hoping would end up being like Jermaine Johnson. So I would really have no interest there. Maybe you guys do. If you got offered a 1st-round pick for Jermaine Johnson, would you do it? You guys let me know your thoughts down below. Give me a T for trade. Give me a P for pass. You guys let me know your thoughts. Overall, I'm not doing it. I just think he's a vital piece to this organization and obviously this defense. So I'll be typing my P's for passes, but you guys let me know down below. And also hit that subscribe button on your way out. We're closing in on 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube, so hit that subscribe button today. We'll see you guys next time. As always, go Jets.